Please welcome your hosts, David Zrillich and Lucy Zelich.
Hello, Australia. Welcome to Thursday FC. Before we get started, you may have noticed that Matt isn't here. Matt has left Thursday FC to concentrate on his new role as co-host of the Triple J Breakfast program. Now, all of us here at SBS support Matt's decision and we wish him all the best in his new role.
But guys, here tonight we've got a big show planned. I'm going to chat to the Raws. Shane Stefanuto and David goes one-on-one with the Mariners' Eddie Hawker.
Now, Lucy, before that, I want to ask you, what do you do when your team's down 9-0? They're getting smashed. There's no hope. As a fan, how do you keep yourself entertained?
Look, I'm heading straight to the bar. I think there's no other way other than to drown my sorrows.
That's one option. But these fans decided to keep themselves entertained a little bit different. So here's a game, Swedish Cup match, Lungholmen FC versus IFK Gothenburg. So these guys decided to imitate the linesman. And I think they're doing a damn good job of it, by the way.
Fantastic job. I love it when they make this run now. Look, they follow him all the way down the edge of the pitch.
The poor guy in the number 10 shirt nearly pulled a hammy.
He's breaking into a sweat. But there's definitely nothing wrong with the lads having a bit of fun, hey?
Well, speaking of having fun, here's Alessandro Del Piero having a bit of fun with our very own Les Murray.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 blah.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I hope you recorded that.
Yes, Les. We did record that.
Yeah, we did.
Always good to see ADP having a bit of fun.
Yeah, and poking fun at Les Murray as well. Guys,
Very
tonight
good.
our special guest hosts on TFC have a very different role in football. Now, we normally talk to A-League players, but this time we're going to talk to the strength behind them, their wives. Ladies and gentlemen of the studio audience and at home, please welcome Linda Kovic, wife of Ante Kovic, and Svenja Pollens, the better half of Jerome Pollens.
Yeah. Firstly, we have to acknowledge you've got your own little fan base here. The Wonder Women, 50 women here in the crowd. My God. I'm totally outnumbered, by the way.
Guys, let's get straight into it. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. But Svenja, first up, perceptions about footballers and their wives. We all think it's about the glitz and the glamour, but what's it like to really be a footballer's wife?
Of course, it is a very exciting life because you get to move to different places, and in my case, I even moved to the other end of the world. But there's where the tough part starts. You have to leave all your family and friends behind you, and you're just on your own. Your husband goes to training, and what's next? I quit my career. I was at home cooking, and that's from 100 to 0. Yeah.
What about the term wags, Linda? I mean, I hate the term, you know, as a guy. What about you being referred to as a wag, if you ever are referred to that way?
Well, there's a lot of ambitious girls that I met out there, and just to be reduced to a wife or a girlfriend, it's kind of has a bit of a negative cling to it. So, yeah, it's not really what you aim for.
Svenja, you obviously met Jerome while you were in Germany and while he was playing there. How did that all come about?
He used to play for a team you obviously, or you maybe know, called Werder Bremen, and that's the city where I come from. But at the time we met, he actually played for another team, and but he came there still because he had some friends there, and that's how we met. We met through friends, and yeah, he was kind of rude to me.
Oh, and it worked, clearly.
Yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work, actually, because I left straight away and I went home. And but he never gave up. He organized my number, and he was writing me for like 6 or 7 weeks, and then I said,
You played hard to get, 6 or 7 weeks, hello.
Jeez.
He begged me, and then I was okay, give it a try. And
reluctantly, you accepted. What about you, Linda? You met Ante while he was playing for Hammarby in Sweden. Tell us about your story.
Well, he didn't beg me, but yeah,
weird story, but I was out on a cruise celebrating my friend's 25th birthday, I think it was, as a group of girls. And what we didn't know was that the boat was full of men. It was a pre-season cruise, so all the fans were there. Wow. And some of the players were invited to, you know, talk a little about the season and stuff. And Ante was one of those players. And we were actually quite scared because 80% men, it was quite... Daunting, very daunting, yeah. But anyways, one thing led to another and he got my number and, yeah, eventually we started dating, so...
Yeah, now you got 2 kids, yeah?
2 kids, yeah.
Svenja, back to you. The wives of footballers overseas are very popular and there's so much attention put on them, but not so much here in Australia. Why is that, do you think?
I think that's very easy to answer because I think, football is not the #1 sport in Australia.
But we're making it, right?
Yeah. If it was, it definitely would be different, but yeah. Yeah,
that's why.
Well, why the fascination then, Linda, behind the women, behind the football stars in football or any sport? Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think it's just that celebrity culture in general. Like, people are curious about the lives of the celebrities and sports stars, and I think, yeah, it just offers you a way of getting to know the players, really.
Well, there we go. Some more insight to come from the ladies. Now, don't forget, tomorrow night you can catch Craig Foster, Clint Bolton and our very own David Zrilic for Friday Night Football and our preview show with a feature on Matthew Speranovic. SBS will simulcast live the blockbuster A-League match between Western Sydney Wanderers and Brisbane Roar on SBS 1, SBS 2 and SBS HD. It's all about SBS this Friday night from 7 p.m. The match, of course, is the most highly anticipated of the season, which will see the league-leading Roar take on the second-placed Wanderers at Parramatta for the first time this season. And this is how I see the game playing out. Now, the last time they met was in round 7 at Fortress Suncorp, where Brisbane punished the Wanderers with a 3-1 result. You can see here this outstanding goal from their man of the moment, Besart Berisha. It's going to be such a loss when he leaves the club to go to the Melbourne Victory at the end of the season, but still, nevertheless, lucky to have him. How about this strike from Ivan Franjic as well? I mean, these guys were on fire and there was nothing that the Wanderers could do to get into the game. Now we're looking at a goal from the now departed Kwame Yeboah, but this was just absolutely stunning. Ante Covic didn't know what to do with it. The normally strong Wanderers backline didn't either. Last week against the Jets, Aaron Moy, the guy's on fire at the moment. I mean, another stunning free kick from him. They started off the game very well and then it got scrappy towards the end here. This goal here, you can see it's a scramble in the box and Michael Beecham taking credit for that one. But it was an interesting match because the Wanderers led this one up 2-1 and then the final goal came from the Jets in the last 5 minutes of the game, where Tony Popovic ironically said that the team had started to run out of gas. Adam Taggart claiming the credit for that. But last week as well, Brisbane, weren't they outstanding against the Mariners? They went down 1-0, Enrique netting this fantastic goal. I mean, this is the best forward pack in the league, and I say that without a doubt. The second goal, again, came from that man, Berisha. I mean, he's just unstoppable and such a threat in front of goals. Guys, this is the game of the season. I'm looking so forward to this one, and I'll see you pitch side. To welcome back Svenja and Linda. Ladies, let's take a look at some of the more serious issues in football. There are no secrets here in TFC, but first up, tell me now, who has, Svenja, who has in the league the best haircut?
I had to Google a little bit, but I found that Adelaide's Malik has nice hair.
Osama Malik, let's pull him up. There he is, guys. This is who Svenja has gone with. He's got
I like the crazy ones.
You like the crazy ones, an outstanding bouffant of hair there. But Linda, we've got to come to you now. Svenja's gone for the more eccentric one, but who have you gone for best haircut?
I went for the more slick style, a bit groomed, with James Troisi.
Okay, James Troisi, beautiful. All right, the Victory boys down there like to keep it nice and sleek and sharp. Now let's talk about the worst. That's the more interesting part, right, guys? We want to know who has the worst haircut. Svenja, take the lead.
That's so mean, because he even grew up in Germany.
He grew up in Germany?
Yeah,
okay. It's not your husband, is it?
No. It's Brisbane's Berisha. He's a great striker.
Besart
but
Berisha.
yeah.
An Albanian international. What is it? Why? Why
I
you
don't
want this
know. I don't know the word in English, but this here.
Mohawk almost?
Mohawk, that's the one.
You don't like it? No
No.
good. All right, now over to you, Linda. Who has the worst haircut in the A-League?
Oh, I feel really bad about this one, but
Okay.
I had to Google it too and have a look at the players. And the first one I saw was Ben Kennedy.
Oh, Ben!
And he's a lovely guy, so I feel really bad. But it was just, last time I saw a picture of him, it was out of control. Like, it was just really big.
There's no code amongst the goalkeepers, and obviously Ben Kennedy is the number 2 keeper at the Jets. Now, we've got to go to the main question here. Obviously, Svenja, tell me, who is the best-looking football couple in the world?
So I picked Iker Casillas and Sarah Carbonero.
Oh, OK. Let's bring them up and have a look. There we are. OK.
Yeah.
And tell us why. You've got a memory about them and why.
Oh, yeah, I think everybody remembers the kiss.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
And to talk us through, for those that don't know about it, what happened?
It was after Spain won the World Cup in 2010, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And she interviewed him because she was a reporter and nobody knew that they were together. And he was so happy and he just kissed her and
He couldn't help himself.
It was so romantic. And
Linda, who have you gone for?
Well, I went for the obvious Beckhams.
Ah, OK. We went the traditional route. There they are.
I don't think anybody's ever come up to their level of
But what is it?
fame
But
and-
what is it about them, though? I mean, everyone has. We spoke earlier about the fascination with the wives, but them as a couple, everyone is so fascinated with them. What is it? Do you think?
Well, they're both beautiful, gorgeous, and they're
Yep.
ambitious and they're smart. I think they're both very driven
And very
just-
business savvy as well. Yeah, yeah.
Just, all around gorgeous.
Well, there you have it, the fashionable panel of experts. Now it's over to another set of experts in my very favourite part of the show. As we know it and as you know it at home, we're going to enter the zone. Over to you, Dave.